Hi, and today at Commizen Dojo, we will be talking about the second part of Pythagorean triplets. Now we know that Pythagorean triplets are just a set of three numbers that follow the Pythagoras theorem. But do you know we can also represent these three numbers in the form 2m, m square minus 1 and m square plus 1, where m, my friend, is a natural number. M will always be a natural number, keep that in mind. Now how can we apply this new concept? So for that, let's pick up an example. So right here we have to find a Pythagorean triplet whose one member is 6. Now we know that we can represent the members of a Pythagorean triplet in the form 2m, m square minus 1 and m square plus 1. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to equate 6 with 2m. So I will write 2m is equal to 6. So m is equal to 6 by 2. So m is equal to 3. Now I have the value of m. Now the next step, what I'm going to do is, here I'm going to pick m square minus 1. So right here m square minus 1. Now I'm going to put the value of m is equal to 3. So this gives me 3 squared minus 1, which is 9 minus 1. This gives me 8 as the answer. And the third thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to pick m square plus 1. So right here m square plus 1. Now I'm going to put m is equal to 3 over here. So this gives me 3 squared plus 1, which is 9 plus 1. And this gives me the answer as 10. So ladies and gentlemen, the Pythagorean triplet that we are talking about, that Pythagorean triplet is 6, 8 and 10. And I'm going to write it right here. The Pythagorean triplet is 6, 8 and 10. So this is the answer. Now look, it was super simple. Now let's move on to the final question for the day. So right here we have to find a Pythagorean triplet whose smallest member is 8. So the smallest member of this Pythagorean triplet is 8. And we also know that we can represent the members of a Pythagorean triplet in the form 2m, m square minus 1 and m square plus 1. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to equate 8 with m square minus 1. So m square minus 1 is equal to 8. This gives me m square is equal to 9. So m will be equal to root 9. So that means m is equal to 3. Now we have the value of m. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to pick 2m now. So 2m, and here I'm going to put the value of m is equal to 3. So 2 multiplied by 3. This gives me the answer as 6. Great. So now the final thing I'm going to do is I'm going to take m square plus 1. So right here m square plus 1. Here I'm going to put m is equal to 3. This gives me 3 squared plus 1. Now 3 squared plus 1 is 9 plus 1. This gives me 10. So from here what I can say, the Pythagorean triplet is 6, 10 and 8. So I'm going to write it right here. 6, 8, 10. Great, right? No, this is wrong. We made a small error, a major error to say. Here I said we have to find a Pythagorean triplet whose smallest member is 8. But wait a second. Here the smallest number is 6, not 8. So this Pythagorean triplet is wrong for this question. Now let's try to search for the correct answer. So right here, now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take 8 and I will equate it to m square plus 1. So m squared plus 1 is equal to 8. This gives me m square is equal to 7. Now m is equal to the square root of 7. And the square root of 7, just to tell you, is something around 2.64. Now wait a second, this is wrong. I told you na, the value of m can only be a natural number. But wait a second, this is a decimal, so this is wrong. So this solution is incorrect. Now let's move on to the third step. Now the third method. So right here, again, now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take 8 and this time I'm going to equate it to 2m. So 2m is equal to 8. This gives me m is equal to 8 by 2. And here I get the answer as m is equal to 4. Now we have the value of m, which is 4. Now the next step that I'm going to do is I'm going to take m square minus 1. Here I'm going to put the value of m is equal to 4. This gives me 4 squared minus 1, which is 16 minus 1. So the answer over here is 15. Now I will move on to the third step. Now I'm going to take m squared plus 1. So m squared plus 1. Here I'm going to put the value of m as 4. So 4 squared plus 1. This gives me 16 plus 1. So here I get the answer as 17. So ladies and gentlemen, the members of this Pythagorean triplet are 8, 15 and 17. So I'm going to write it right here. 8, 15 and 17. And wait a second, this is correct. Why? Because over here 8 is the smallest member. So yay, this Pythagorean triplet whose smallest member is 8 is 8, 15 and 17. So we found the correct solution to our question. So today we learnt about Pythagorean triplets. I hope you found this lesson interesting. Thank you and have a nice day. Bye.